Welcome guys, just as a quick overview of the Shark StainStriker. The first thing I noticed about this machine is how small and compact it is in comparison to other ones I've used, which are a little bit more slightly bulkier, but nonetheless they're not much more difference. What I like about these ones actually, it's the kit you get with it. Essentially you get pretty much everything you need for almost any job. These two attachments are more or less the same thing. There's nothing different except for the size. And on both of them, it's got adjustable brush heads, interchangeable brush heads. So that's silicone, and that's more of a brush. One for carpets and upholstery and furniture. The other one's more for pets. And you got this one, which is actually very smart and genius. Little kit. Essentially this one traps all the dirty water into this one rather than into the machine there. And the idea behind that is that if, for example, if you're a dog or if your baby has an accident, you don't want that accident to be going through the pipes and into here. You'd rather be contained in here from the very start. And it has a filter and the whole lot. And then you dispose of it, and that keeps this one clean. So that's ingenious. This head here itself, this attachment, is it? There we go. This is used at the very end. When you've done the cleaning, you slot that in, and what it does, it cleans the hose for you, so none of that gunk and dirt that come from the carpet and from the sofa, it gets all washed out. So essentially it pumps out the cleaning solution, and at the same time it soaks it in through the pipes, and then eventually the pipe will be clean, and then leave it running until it's completely empty. And this itself is a mini cleaner. So this gets into really tight corners. If, for example, you've got narrow armrests, this is ideal, perfect. As the other ones won't be able to soak in, and you want me to brush it as well. So fantastic. And just a quick rundown on this one. Essentially, tells you here, so the cleaning material solution is up to that line. So you fill up the water up to that line, and then you fill in the cleaning solution up to that line there. Great thing about it is it sits upright, and you could do the measuring easily as opposed to holding it with one hand. And you got this other container, and this is for the max fill. This doesn't need any diluting. You use this for this one. It's all written nicely for you. It made it easy to understand. And whereas this one, let's put it clean. And on top of the caps, it says dilute. And on the other one, it says do not dilute. So if you forget the instructions, it's self-explanatory after that. Everything is there. It tells you, even instruction, what to do exactly. So you don't have to have the manual with you at all times. And that slots in easily. With this one, to empty and clean it, that pull out that easy. You clean all the bits, every corner of it, and you've got a little filter just there. So this, as you can see, that's the filter. You could take that, clean it, let it dry, and then you can put it back in there, and you're good to go. One other thing to mention with all these heads they come apart, so you can clean, and none of the dirty gunk from the carpet and from the sofas will remain. You clean both sides, and you simply slot it back in. All of them are easily cleaned.
compact little cleaner, but it is very heavy. So the first thing we're going to look at is where you put your water and concentrate. You get 2 bottles, one of which is this one, so this goes into here. You can see, fill that to water and then you top it up with the concentrate. And then in this container, you put the other bottle of solution. So you do use both bottles at the same time. Here you've got a nice cable tidy, which is always very handy. It's on there. Here you've got the area where the dirty water collects, as you can see there. It says clean the filter after every use. I'm guessing that's quite grimy. As you can see here, this does store on the machine. The hose wraps around the bottom. This particular one is Crevice cleaning tool, but also you can see here it says hose cleaning tool. The instructions will show you how to do that. This button here is where you spray the water. I'm going to put this back on, but I do find this quite a tight fit. Okay, so then you've got the attachments. You've got the small one. Now these do come off, and you can either use the brush head or the silicone tips. And obviously taking these off for cleaning purposes is a good idea. Here you've got the larger version, exactly the same thing. And then finally, we've got this tool. So this is for stains and spillages that you don't really want going into your hose, apparently. So the water will collect here instead, and you just have to hold that flat as and when you do it. So that's everything.
petrol.